The Tribunal Apostolicum Rotae Romanae, also called the Roman Rota, and anciently the Apostolic Court of Audience, is the highest appellate tribunal of the Roman Catholic Church, with respect to both Latin-rite members and the eastern-rite members, and is, with respect to judicial trials conducted in the Catholic Church, the highest ecclesiastical court constituted by the Holy See. An appeal may be had to the Pope himself, who is the supreme ecclesiastical judge. The Catholic Church has a complete legal system, which is the oldest still in use today. The court is named Rota because the judges, called auditors, originally met in a round room to hear cases. The Rota was established in the 13th century constitution. The Pope appoints the auditors of the Rota and designates one of them the dean. On Saturday, September 22, 2012, Pope Benedict XVI accepted the resignation as dean for reasons of age of Bishop Antony Stankovic, and appointed in his place Monsignor Pio Vito Pinto, until then serving as a prelate auditor of the Court of First Instance. The Rota issues its decrees and sentences in Latin. The Rota adjudicates cases in a panel of 3 auditors, one more, depending on the complexity of the matter, signed by the dean of the tribunal, though sometimes a larger number of auditors are assigned to a particular case. The auditors of the Rota are selected from among recognized ecclesiastical judges serving various dioceses around the world. History. The Rota's official records begin in 1171. Until the Risorgimento and the loss of the Papal States in 1870. The Rota was a civil tribunal, and its judgments had the status of law in the Papal States. Name. Until the 14th century, the court was formerly known as the Apostolic Court of Audience. The first recorded use of the term Rota, which referred to the wheel-shaped arrangement of the benches used by the court in the Great Hall at Avignon, is in Thomas Fastolf's Decisions Rotae, consisting of reports on 36 cases heard at the Court of Audience in Avignon between December 1336 and February 1337. Its first usage in a papal bull is in 1418. It is also possible that the term Rota comes from the porphyry wheel that was centered in the marble floor of Avignon, or even from the wheel-like cases in which parchment roll records were kept. Operations. The Rota's main function is that of an appellate tribunal, ordinarily reviewing decisions of lower courts if the initial court and the first appellate court do not agree on the outcome of a case. However, any party to an initial decision before a court of the Latin Church has the right to file a second instance appeal directly to the Rota. Dominating its caseload are petitions seeking the issuance of a decree of nullity of a marriage. Although it has jurisdiction to hear any other type of judicial and non-administrative case in any area of canon law, the Rota serves as a tribunal of first instance in certain cases, such as any contentious case in which a bishop of the Latin Church is a defendant. If the case can still be appealed after a Rotal decision, the appeal goes to a different turnus, or panel, of the Rota. The Rota is the highest appeals court, or supreme court, for all judicial trials in the Catholic Church. A judgment of the Rota can, however, with the greatest difficulty, be vacated by the Supreme Tribunal of the Apostolic Signatura, which is the highest administrative court in the Roman Catholic Church. However, the legal procedural process used by the judges of the Rota, not the merits of the case, are on trial before the Signatura. The Signatura is only able to grant the petitioner a new trial to be held before a new turnus of the Rota. If the Rota was found to have erred in procedure, the Roman Rota proceedings are governed by a specific set of rules, the Norma Romani Rotae Tribunalis, promulgated in 1994 by Pope John Paul II. Only advocates who are registered in a specific list are allowed to represent the parties before the tribunal. Since Pope Benedict XVI issued the motu proprio Quaerit Semper, the Rota has had exclusive competence to dispense from marriages ratum sed non consummatum. Judges, styles. In recognition of the Venerable Tribunal's almost 800 years of history and signal reputation, the prelate auditors, by exception to numerous norms promulgated by both Popes Paul VI and John Paul II, are to be addressed as Most Illustrious and Most Reverend. The Dean of the Rota, even if not already consecrated a bishop, is to be addressed as Your Excellency. All prelate auditor judges of the Rota are styled Most Reverend Monsignor. Auditors, the active auditors of the Rota, with their dates of appointment by the Pope, are officers Monsignor Francesco Viscum, Monsignor Antonio Cialvifati, Monsignor Robert Golubayovsky, Monsignor Francesco Ibba, Monsignor Alessandro Recchia, AVV Domenico Tetti.